Monsieur Toussaint,
Monsieur Pascal,
what's going on, man? What's
how
going
are
on?
you
Yet
today?
another week.
Good afternoon to all of our listeners out
Yeah, good
there.
afternoon, good evening, good
Good,
whatever, wherever you
good,
happen to
whatever
be.
you're watching.
Yeah, wherever you're watching from. Oh, geez. How was your week?
Honestly, not bad.
No, not that
Not
bad.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
The
okay.
storm has calmed.
The storm has calmed.
And speaking of,
Mm-hmm.
after this storm has passed, we
Mm-hmm.
are left with the start of autumn.
That's right. So
Yes.
that's right. Oh gosh. As I get older, I one thing I do notice, and I know there's a scientific basis behind this. Time
Mhm.
goes by faster and
Oh
faster.
my
The
God.
older you get, I mean, you're young. You a youngin.
Yeah, but
Uh,
like I feel like I'm 40.
yeah, well, yeah, you may feel like you're 40, but by the time you're 40, by the time you're 50, time goes by really
Really fast.
fast.
Oh,
The
I
years just
cannot.
fly by. And I know there's a scientific reason for this. They've done studies,
Really?
and I don't know
That
what
I
the
did
reason,
not.
I don't know if they know what the reason is, but they have concluded that time goes by faster
When you're
when you're
older.
older. Absolutely. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's been
That's
scientifically proven.
interesting.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So
I've
mhm.
noticed that I've become less aware of
Hmm.
when things change. So like,
Really, really.
yeah, like I'll be chilling and I'll be like, oh, it's September. Oh,
Hmm.
it's September. Oh, it's
Right.
October.
Mhm.
October.
Right, right. I mean, I do remember very distinctly when I was 7 years old. I remember, and I had just turned seven, and I was looking forward to turning eight. And I just remember how long it seemed to take for me to turn seven. I'm like, oh my gosh, when am I going to turn eight? It just seems
Oh
so
my God.
long. I remember
Right?
that really distinctly. I really remember that. And now, please.
Yo,
I'm looking at pictures from 7 years ago, and I'm like, oh, that seems like it was
right?
yesterday.
I was talking to my friends yesterday
Uh-huh.
about like, oh, when we started, because we play Pathfinder together, which
Okay.
is, if you don't know what that is, it's like
Okay.
a way more complicated version of Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay. All right.
And
Not familiar with it, but the
really?
only Pathfinder I know is the vehicle. But yeah, I see where you're coming from. Okay.
Yeah, but we started playing together
Hmm.
early this year, and I was like, "Oh yeah, like we're coming up on our like 1 year anniversary," and they're
Hmm.
like, "No, the fuck, we're not."
Hmm.
They're like, "We started playing in like January,"
Really?
and I was like, "There's no way." Like,
Interesting.
we started like August last year, definitely. They're like, "What the fuck are you
Time,
on?"
time just went by so
So
fast. Is
quickly.
that it? Oh, okay.
Oh, but I do have, before we get into today's stories, I
Yep.
do have a question for you.
What's the question?
Because I don't know if you know this, my favorite season
Hmm.
besides winter,
Hmm.
because I'm a December baby, I'm a Sagittarius,
Okay.
I'm a
Okay.
winter at heart, of course, like nobody come for my girl winter.
Okay.
However, like just just like objectively speaking,
Uh-huh.
fall is the best
Yeah, fall
season.
is a
Fall
very
is the
nice
best season.
season.
Yeah.
My favorite season is spring because it
Is
means that
spring.
summertime is coming
Yeah.
along. Even though I complain about summer heat, I love the
Hmm.
spring because it makes me feel optimistic and there's a
That's
change coming
fair.
on.
Yeah,
And winter is definitely not my favorite season. Even though I don't mind the winter, I've grown up in the winter.
of course.
But I've also lived in Haiti where there is no winter. I've lived in Florida where there is no winter.
Wait,
And there's something,
what's your sign?
I'm an Aries.
Okay,
I'm an
I
Aries.
see. I see.
But
Yeah,
there's
that
something
makes
about the
sense.
changing of the seasons, which is nice,
Yeah.
which is why I'm glad I'm back in the Northeast right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, for those who are just joining us, this is Talk to Me, and this is what kind of a show is this? What would you call, what would you Would you classify that show?
Honestly, I don't even know no more.
It's
We talk about
it's
everything.
not my name. I'm Pascal Antoine. I'm the station manager here. But this is really Christopher's show. So
Mhm.
this is
But
Christopher.
what would it be without Pascal? Am I right,
I just
folks?
press the buttons. I'm just
You add
here.
your input.
I'm just here pressing buttons and giving my 2 cents every once
You
in a while.
This show would be nothing without you to bounce my
Um,
ideas off of.
I don't know about all
Yeah.
that. But I have good news for this week.
Oh.
I'm not wearing a bra strap, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Having said that, Mr. Toussaint, I think I
Oh.
need to let you take it away. And what?
Wait, before we get into the stories
Yes.
today, I have a very important question.
What's going on? What's the question?
So I've been seeing this going around all over where people have been discussing their fall ins and their fall outs.
Okay.
So, what is one trend that you are really, really looking forward to, or something that you're really looking forward to this year for fall? What's something that you would say is in right now for fall? I would say,
I don't know. I don't follow these trends.
really?
I don't
Like,
know.
I would say,
What would you
like,
say?
even though it gets clowned on a lot, like back,
Uh-huh.
like 2015, it was getting clowned on.
Okay.
Like, people, if you tried this and you were like lame and you were mainstream and you were cringe.
Okay.
But now, pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice is in. It's
You
in.
know what? You've been listening to too many Starbucks commercials.
Oh, not so much. Not so much on
You've
Starbucks.
been listening
No,
to too many
because
Starbucks commercials
listen,
because they're just trying to make money off of that pumpkin
a
spice.
good pumpkin spice latte from like a local coffee shop,
hmm
it hits different. You know that fall is here when pumpkin spice shows up.
It's
That's
funny
how you know.
that you're mentioning this. I've heard all of these commercials. I do like pumpkin spice. I haven't thought about it, but now that you've mentioned it, I'm going to, within the
Get
next couple of days, I'm gonna have a
Yes.
pumpkin spice
Yes.
latte.
Get that pumpkin spice
Yeah,
latte. It is time.
I'm
It
gonna,
is time. Fall is
I'll be
here.
doing that.
China and McLean is in the slow cooker. It is
No,
time.
okay, okay, all right. What's going on? Take it away, Mr. Toussaint.
All
Take
right.
it away. What's happening? Oh, just before we even start that, let's just remind them what they can do to send in
Oh,
their
yes.
messages and stuff.
If you want to have one of your stories read on our show, just go ahead and send an email to talktomevibe@gmail.com
Exactly.
and we will try to get to your
And
story.
and and Mr. Toussaint will try to get to your story. I'm just going to sit here and listen. Anyway, let's
Yeah, and
go
react
and react and say and give my 2 cents. All right,
and talk
let's
about his bra strap.
and talk about my bra strap. Exactly. Let's go.
All right, first one. Am I the asshole for sending a contractor away after he showed up to our plant with a Confederate flag on his toolbox?
Lord.
All right.
Oh God. I want to hear this one.
Whew.
All
It's
right.
pretty short. That seems to be pretty much the whole story.
Okay.
I manage the field service team for a company that makes industrial machinery for the food packaging industry. Ooh, I have things to say about the food packaging industry, but that's for a later time. We contracted a company to have a tech fly down. I don't even know what that means to help us rebuild a customer's machine. We have worked with this contractor before, but not the technician they sent for the project. When he showed up to the plant, he had a giant Confederate flag decal on his travel toolbox, and I immediately told him we didn't need his services. I emailed the contractor and told the tech that they did not represent the professionalism we expect from our contractors. And that's the whole story.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Um,
Last week, Charlie Kirk, and now
this week,
this. We are upsetting
Confederate
people.
flags. Oh, wow.
To be honest, I would say that there's a lot to unpack here, but I
Mhm.
would be lying because he absolutely did the right thing. Because I don't, something I really, really don't like
Mhm.
is when people say that sending away people bearing the Confederate flag
Mhm.
or cutting off people for having extremist views is
Mhm.
like not accepting or you're being dramatic or like oh you're like infringing upon my rights because you think bringing crazy extremist views
Yeah.
into public and professional settings isn't something that's dangerous and extreme and wrong.
For the contractor who thought it was cool to go around with his Confederate flag on, what did he say the Confederate flag was on? It was on a
His
decal
like
or
his
something on
toolbox.
his toolbox.
I
Um,
think
for that
somewhere when I was reading
contractor,
up on this, it mentioned that it was also on his like car.
well, you know what? And okay, fine. And let's say it was on his car also.
Yeah.
But if you know you're a contractor, you're going to be contracting for people you don't know. You don't know what their political views are. You don't know what their religious views are.
Nope.
But you're going to put this Confederate flag on your car
So
and on your
that
tool.
everyone
It
knows
means you don't give a fuck what they
exactly.
think. And just like me as the owner of a restaurant or whatever, I have the right to deny service to anyone I would like.
Exactly.
I also have the right to deny a contractor coming onto my premises.
Exactly.
Okay? I
And
mean,
it's not
it's
even
really
the
as simple as
contractor,
that.
it's a specific technician they sent
It's
that
like,
was carrying the
but that's a
Confederate flag.
contractor.
Like that's
He's the
crazy.
contractor. He's the technician who was there to fix whatever it is he was there to
Mhm.
fix. Um, if I know that I am going to a place where I'm not sure what their religious views are or what their political views are, I'm going to try to make myself as neutral as possible.
Possible.
I'm going to try to make myself as neutral as possible. I worked customer service before. I've done all types of work before. And one thing, I never talked about politics and I never talked about
Yes.
religion.
And it's
I don't know who you are. I'm not going to bring that up.
and it's not even anything related to like shame or like, oh,
Mm,
I'm not proud to
yeah,
about my decisions or whatever, whatever, whatever. It's just the fact that it's nobody's business.
it is nobody's
Like,
business.
who cares if you're
Yeah.
a conservative or a freaking
But at the
what's
same
the word? I
time,
forget. A a Confederate.
but at the
Nobody cares. You came to fix something.
understood. And at the same
Like,
time, at the same time, in the political climate that we're in right now, they're just things you should know better.
exactly. You
You
should
know what it is.
absolutely know
And
better.
but the fact that he did have all of that and it's on his car, it's on his, it just means that I don't give a fuck
Fuck. Exactly.
what you
You don't
think.
care.
This is what I care about. This is what I care about, and I'm going to shove it in your face.
Exactly. Then
And
be prepared to be turned away from
be
more
prepared to be
jobs.
turned away. That's all.
There's, oh my
That's
God,
it.
this reminds me of those insane, like, right-wing propaganda
Hmm.
Jubilee videos
Yeah.
that's like one child versus like 20 child predators,
Hmm.
where there was one that was like, I forget what it was. It was like a religious expert
Okay.
versus like, or no, it was like an atheist versus 20 like Christians or something like that.
Okay. Okay.
And one of them was arguing like, oh, that there should be a separation between church and state.
Right.
And the dude was one of the teenagers was like making some argument, and he
Hmm.
was like, oh, like you saying that makes you like a fascist. And he was like, oh, yep, you're right, I'm a fascist.
Hmm. He was just okay.
I'm sorry, what? And then
Yeah.
he got surprised when it came out, oh yeah, by the way, I got fired for saying that for my job.
Yeah.
No shit.
But at the same time, a lot of people use these terms because they've seen them online, but they don't really
They don't
understand
and understand.
what they really mean
Exactly.
or
Like
where
you
they're
wouldn't
from or the history behind them and
y-
stuff like that.
you
So,
wouldn't hopefully, I don't even know anymore. I wouldn't put it past people anymore.
hmm. Hmm.
You wouldn't come out and be like, "Yep, I'm a Nazi."
Hmm. Right.
Like, hello?
But some people would do that. And the people who do
Nowadays,
that is because they want to shove it
in
in
your
your
face.
face. All right. So if you're going to bring a Confederate flag around me, that means you're trying to shove it in your face, and I'm going to
Exactly.
shove you away from me.
Exactly.
It's
Bye.
it's as simple as that.
God,
You,
some
you know they're going to
people.
come for us in the comments.
Absolutely.
They're going to come
But
for us in
you
the
know what?
comments.
Let them
It's
come.
okay. They can
Let
come
them
for us in the
come.
comments. Anyway, all right.
All right.
Yes.
Moving on to our next story.
Okay.
Unless we have to go to an ad break.
No, no, no. We can go on to the next
We're
story.
moving on to the next story.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right. I like this one. Was I wrong for calling out somebody else's family member at a children's birthday party?
Hmm.
I, 31 female, had my child's third birthday. I can't read. I don't.
Take your
Oh my
time.
God. Reading is hard, guys. What
Take
does
your
it say?
time. Take your time. Or what was I saying? What was the word I was using last week? Pozil. Pozil. Go
Poseo.
ahead. Go ahead.
All right. I, 31 female, had my child's third birthday. The party ended up being hosted at my partner, 27 male's, grandmother's house. It was mostly his family and a few of their close friends in attendance. About 20 people, give or take, total, plus their kids. For context, the men in his family were very spoiled growing up, and now as adults, they often say whatever they want with no filter. Everybody just tolerates it. At one point, me, my partner, and all his cousins, who are in their mid 20s to early 30s, and their girlfriends were in another room playing blackjack before everybody was ready to sing happy birthday. One cousin, let's call him Jay, was dealing while his wife made small talk about something her kid did that annoyed her. Out of left field, he made a snide comment saying, "Well, maybe if you weren't so incompetent and stupid, that wouldn't have happened."
Hmm.
That, first of all, if that was me, we wouldn't even be divorced. He'd be, actually, I can't say that. Anyways, anyways, his wife went quiet and just looked down. Nobody said anything. The guys laughed it off. I sat there waiting for someone to step in, but nobody did. I've heard them do this many times at other occasions, but unfortunately, I was either too far from the situation or occupied. But this time I had no excuse, so I finally said something. I'm like, "You have a little girl. You'd lose your shit if somebody spoke to her like that. You're her example of how she should expect to be treated, so treat your wife the same way. So either apologize right now or get out and let your wife meet you back at home." Long story short, he apologized. So I'm like, awesome. It's a shame that I had to be the one to say it and not the literal men around me. Live with that shame, by the way. Anyways, back to the game. The women were smiling after that, but the vibe with the men did a total 180. Later that night, when everybody left and we were winding down for bed, my partner told me that a lot of his family, because word got around, was mad at me. Apparently, they thought I was rude, insulting, and that a kid's birthday party wasn't the time and place for that. Everybody just wanted to have fun. I won't get into how that conversation ended, but I'm wondering, wasn't my place, was it the time? Was I wrong for ruining everybody's fun?
Okay, so let me. Okay, I was clicking around here, and so I was paying attention, but I think I missed the crux of it. So
I was
there.
paying attention, me when I wasn't paying attention.
So hold on. So they are at a child's birthday party,
Yes.
and the
They're at a child's birthday party. The
right,
parents and family
right,
step away to play blackjack or
right.
poker.
Okay,
And one of the husbands says, basically calls his wife like stupid and
okay.
incompetent
So
in
one
front
of
of
the
everybody.
husbands calls the wife stupid and incompetent in front of the entire party, in front of the blackjack folks.
Yup.
And this guy, I'm assuming it's a guy.
Nope, it's a woman.
It's a woman.
Yep.
Oh, and she went
She
off.
stepped
Oh,
up. Yup.
got it.
And she was like
Okay.
that. She was like, "That's
Okay.
crazy for you to say when not only are you a father, but you have a daughter. And you're speaking to your wife that way when this is going to be the
All
example
right.
that your daughter sees of how
Okay. I
she's
think
going to be
I
treated."
kind of missed the fact that it was a woman telling
Yep.
this to a man.
By the way,
Mhm.
fantastic comeback.
What do
Fantastic
you
comeback.
think? And I'm gonna tell you what because I
Yes.
I know
I
I know what I think.
my
Yeah.
favorite part of this story
Hmm.
is when she says, "If someone spoke to your daughter like this, you'd
Hmm.
lose your shit."
Right.
Because men always act like this. They always act like this,
Hmm.
where they're so protective and defensive
Hmm.
against the women in their life,
Hmm.
and they like to be like, "Oh, nobody can speak to my girl like this, and nobody
Hmm.
can treat my woman like this," and
Hmm.
ah.
But they do
But
it.
then they do it,
Right. Hmm.
where it's
Yeah.
like, okay, why
Yeah.
do you think your daughter's boyfriend is a
Hmm.
piece of shit?
Hmm.
Because that's the relationship that she is looking at.
Right.
90% of the way that children grow is dependent upon the first 7 to 10-ish years of their life and the
Right.
relationships that they are seeing through their parents.
Right.
If they are seeing, let me say, if a child witnesses domestic violence, if you witness domestic violence as a
Hmm.
child, this is
Hmm.
a real statistic. You are exponentially more likely to be a victim
To repeat
of
it.
defect,
Sure.
yeah, of
That,
domestic
yeah.
violence as an adult.
For you, you normalize that as part of the
Exactly,
relationship. Yeah.
exactly.
Um,
So it is so strange to me that
mhm.
nobody in this situation, and this is like a normal thing,
Right.
and nobody calls out that this man just literally called his wife an
Hmm.
idiot
Hmm.
and incompetent in front of their entire extended
Yeah.
family,
I
and nobody said
think
anything.
I think kudos to the woman who stepped up.
Absolutely. And
Kudos
I
to
think
her.
she's absolutely valid. And I think
I mean,
I'm upset that she couldn't have stepped up earlier.
and even if it was a man who had stepped up, I would say kudos to him too. I
Absolutely.
mean, yeah,
I think
you're
that one of the men in that situation should have
should have
corrected him.
stepped up.
And I
Yeah.
think that they would have been significantly less
Hmm.
angry if one of the men had stepped up
Right.
and said something.
I think also, I don't know how well they all know each other,
They're
but
family.
oh, if they're all
They
family,
were
they all
cousins,
know each other, so they're probably this is probably normal to them. They are
which is
this is
crazy.
probably completely normal to them.
Mhm.
If they didn't know each other, I would say that they were trying to be polite and trying not to rock the boat
Exactly.
and that kind of thing, or maybe shocked by what they heard. But yeah, they probably just normalized it within the family.
And honestly, if that you could still say that this is that kind of situation where
Hmm.
maybe like they're afraid to say something because again,
Right.
she said that these men seemed like they were spoiled, where
Hmm.
nobody had ever told them no
Right.
before.
Sure.
So
Oh
even if
yeah.
somebody had thought that this was wrong,
Hmm.
nobody really had the guts to call them out on
Hmm.
this behavior that was
Sure.
bad.
Um,
And let me
mhm.
address something right now
Go
that
ahead.
it's kind of the theme of this episode is again is like calling people out.
Hmm.
And something that I want to touch on is if you there's not always a situation where you need to call somebody out. There are two main different ways to resolve conflict when you see somebody doing something in a public setting that was wrong, which is calling out versus calling in. And I don't know if you're familiar with
What's
calling
the
in.
difference? What's the difference?
Basically, calling out is what we're familiar with,
Right.
but calling in is basically like let's say for example, you see somebody, you're with a friend and you're let's say you're in line at a restaurant and you're
Hmm.
waiting to be seated
Hmm.
and your friend is very rude to the server and is like, "We don't have all day. You need to seat us now."
Yeah, I've seen this before. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Hmm.
If it's the first time and you're in a rush and you're panicked and whatever, and there's a bunch of extenuating circumstances, maybe it might be appropriate to do a call in,
What's
which would
that?
mean that once you and your friend find yourself in a place where you're alone or quiet, you can quietly pull them off to the side.
Hmm.
Hey, I think you could have handled that a lot better.
Yeah.
That wasn't very polite of you. You know, we
I think that's
like
what I would be
we
most
should
prone to do. And you just reminded
exactly.
me, this is a long time ago. I was with a group of colleagues from work. I worked as as a consultant. We all went to a restaurant, and there was one colleague in particular who was just yelling at the server. He was just like lambasting her. And first of all, I never disrespect somebody who's serving me food
Of course, of
because
course.
I think it's stupid.
As somebody who used to work in the food
Never,
service industry,
never.
don't
I
do
think
it.
that's just ridiculous.
It's
You're up here, yelling at somebody who's serving you food. That I never do. But anyway, he continues and he's going off on this server,
like for what?
and it had to be there must have been about 10 of us there at a big table, and my I would be more prone to calling in.
Yeah.
I never knew that that's what it was called. But to
Hmm.
take him away and say, "Hey, dude, what you did was,"
Right
I
here.
ended up not doing anything. We
Mhm.
everybody went their own separate ways. We went home, but
Yeah. And it's
rem
very easy to fall into that like
yeah.
sort of bystander
I
mentality.
just remember him just yelling at this woman, and I was so embarrassed for. I think the entire table was embarrassed. I think we were all embarrassed.
And how could
But
you not be
but
embarrassed?
none of us said anything. None of us said anything. I don't even think afterwards we talked to one another about
No.
what happened. Like, well, oh, so and so was wow, that was really wild the way
Mm.
he was yelling. I don't know what he had against her or whatever, but that was just so weird. But
And
yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
to me, that last part, that feels like a generational gap
What last part?
where it's like nobody debriefed afterwards.
No, we didn't debrief.
Because to
No,
us,
no.
oh,
I think also, just to be fair, I think it happened early on enough in the sitting at the getting to the restaurant that by the time everything was done, I mean, literally, we probably spent 2 hours there.
oh yeah.
I think we probably forgot about it, but I just never really. I always thought about the way he treated that woman.
If
That was just really ridiculous and completely out of place and just really exaggerated for nothing.
if we have any Gen Z watchers, please comment. Let us know if y'all beat the dead horse the way that I beat the dead horse.
How do you beat the dead
Because
horse?
let me
How do you
tell
do it?
you, let me tell you, me and my friend
Mhm.
talk every single day on the phone. Every single morning she calls me. We still talk about shit that happened 5 years
Oh,
ago.
really?
She'd be like, yeah, and you remember when so and so said
Yeah,
something that we
yeah.
didn't like 10 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember. Wasn't that crazy? We still do that
Right.
to this day.
Right.
No, because we will be beating that dead horse for the 700th time,
I hear you.
actually. The horse will be dead on the floor and we will still beat it. Honestly.
I've been cracking you up lately. All right, I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Yeah. My point is something like that, it would have never we wouldn't have let it slide.
Right, right.
Even if we didn't call it out, even if we didn't call it in, we would have debriefed. We would have talked about it. We would have been like, we would have been at the table, texting under the table, yo, well, that was crazy. Like, why are they tweaking over there? Like, we would have been talking about
I
it.
think in my case with this guy, I think we were in supposedly we came from a very professional setting. You know,
Yup.
we were consultants and we all went out to dinner together for whatever reason. I don't remember what. And but if it was like with a high school crew or something,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Somebody at the table would have caught a side eye.
Absolutely.
Somebody would have caught a
absolutely.
y'all see that?
Okay. But you taught me something, calling out as opposed to calling
in.
which is something I didn't know about.
Yeah, because not everything has to be a spectacle.
Right. But that's usually what I do when I see something. If I know the person well enough, I take that person to the. I don't want to embarrass people. I don't want to embarrass people in front of the world.
Exactly.
I don't want to do that.
I usually try to refer. I usually try to Whoa, y'all, the words escape me. I usually try to reserve call outs for times when it's like a repeat offense.
Right. Okay.
So like, let's say this is my friend that every single time we go to a restaurant, they make a scene. Every single time they're yelling at the server. Every single time they're sending their food back. Every single time.
Yeah.
That's when I'm going to say, hey, you need to relax.
I
You need to take a breath.
I suspect that this guy does this a lot.
Yep.
But I haven't gone out to a restaurant with him enough.
Yep.
To know that it was some sort of a pattern or something.
Yep. Because if I call you,
I suspect he does, but I don't know.
Because if I take the courtesy, if you do something that is strange and unusual, and I take the courtesy to pull you to the side and tell you, hey, that was really, really fucking weird and you shouldn't do that. And then you do it again in front of me.
Yeah,
I'm not going to take that courtesy anymore.
I hear you.
Because clearly,
then you call them out.
Then you call them out.
Interesting. I like that. I like to do it once. I call it in.
Exactly. Be respectful.
I call you in.
And even again,
do it twice.
Then,
I call you out.
Even then, a call out doesn't always have to be a spectacle. It doesn't always have to be rude.
Right.
It doesn't have to be dramatic.
Right.
It can simply be they're yelling at the waiter or they start to raise their voice.
Right.
And it can be as simple as, hey, let's calm down.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
No need for all that.
Right.
Let's just calm down.
Yeah. But anyway,
something like that.
Kudos to this woman who stood up.
Absolutely did the right thing. This was a situation that was a necessary call out.
Absolutely did the right thing. All right. This is good. I like this. Let's take a commercial break. All right. Are you ready for a commercial break?
I've been ready.
You've been ready for a commercial break? Let's take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Dolores Mura Etienne. I am the creator of Echoes of Freedom, Haiti's global legacy. This is not just a show or a podcast. This is a journey, a global journey, and to uncover the most unforgettable truth regarding Haiti's role and other people's independence, other countries' independence. Let's go.
In 1804, Haiti became the first black republic and the only nation born from a successful slave revolt. But Haiti's fight for freedom didn't end there. From sending ships and troops to aid Simon Bolivar's campaign in Latin America to casting the decisive UN vote that created Israel in 1947, Haiti has been a quiet force behind global independence. Even Polish soldiers who joined Haiti's revolution were honored as brothers in the fight for freedom. Echoes of Freedom is a powerful documentary, podcast, and video series uncovering Haiti's untold role in shaping the world's fight for sovereignty. The
Whoops.
Oh,
Whoops.
guess we're back a bit early. Oh, hey
My
everyone.
I'm sitting here literally. I'm like, oh, what does this button do?
I was like, oh, that starts the show.
What does this button do?
Oh my
Okay,
God.
okay. Well, we're back early. We're back a little early.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
All
Sorry.
good. Let's
Sorry.
jump into the next story. This one, what is it? I found out my husband has a secret group chat where he calls me the warden.
Oh.
All right. This is already a red flag, but
Secret group chat where he calls her
the warden.
Okay.
Y'all, let me say something.
Let me hear
real
this.
quick.
Mhm.
One thing about me, something that I've come to realize about myself as I've grown into a young adult is that when I was a teenager, one of the things that actually led me to mental health and counseling is that when I was a teenager, I was the kind of person that was like a huge pushover. Like anybody asks me to do anything, I do it. Ask me to jump, I say how high.
People
Like,
pleaser.
definitely a huge people pleaser.
Okay.
And it would get me so burnt out to the point where I just didn't have the energy to do anything anymore. And recovering from that, I've learned that one of the ways that I manage myself is that I'm the kind of person that I'm very giving. I'm the first person to help you out if you need something. I'm the first person to jump in if you need whatever. But the second you do something that is red flag, whatever, goodbye.
It's like, oh,
Bye.
I hear you.
Blocked.
Yeah.
Blocked on all. The amount of times that I've been entertaining somebody, like going on a date, one thing rubs me the wrong way, blocked.
Like, see ya.
I have probably like 20 or 30 people on my block list right now.
Wow.
I have no patience for it. No patience for it at all. Nope, block, done. The quickness in which I block people is like not funny. People I've known for years too. Block
Right.
immediately, just like that.
Scared of you.
Sorry. Sorry, I have no patience
Let's
for
hear
it.
about Miss Warden.
All right, but my point of this is just hearing the words secret group chat.
Secret group chat.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Done.
That's a
Immediate
That's
red
not
flag.
cool. Not cool. Anyway, let's go on.
All right.
Story.
I am 30, female. My husband is male, 32. We've been married for 4 years. Last weekend, he left his iPad all unlocked, and I accidentally saw his notifications and stuff. Turns out he and 3 of his homeboys have a private group chat where they joke about their wives.
Okay.
Except that shit wasn't funny at all. My husband calls me the warden, screenshots of my texts reminding him to pick up the groceries, comments like, the warden won't let me stay out late tonight, even jokes about me checking his phone. Thing is, I never once told him he couldn't go hang out with his boys. I never demanded to see his phone. All of those things he wrote were lies, just to look cool in front of his friends. When I confronted him, he laughed and he said it's just guy humor. And that I was being too sensitive. And I can't stop thinking that my man would rather lie about me than just admit to his friends that we have a normal relationship. Now I don't know what hurts me more, the fact that he called me names or the fact that he needs to invent a controlling version of me to keep up his image. This really bothers me and I don't know what to do. Being disrespectful while trying to entertain his boys is one thing. Doing it at my expense takes it to a totally different level. I just hate that he does this. Help.
Ooh. Wow. That's a rough one. That's rough. That's rough. You know what I even find even more not controversial, but just more disrespectful? The sharing of text
messages.
screenshots.
That's crazy. And it's a
my
screenshot being like,
This
hey,
is-
can you
this
go
is-
grab this for me?
This is her husband.
Husband is fucking crazy.
So he's just trying to play it off for his boys. Oh geez, no, that's oh gosh. Husband, that is no good.
there are
That is no
so many
good.
red flags.
Really a lot of
So
red
many red
flags.
flags. I think the
Oh,
biggest red flag to me, the biggest red flag to me
yeah.
was that she confronted him about it and
Hmm.
he didn't care.
He dismissed it.
He
He
dismissed it.
just kind of belittled it. Like
That's
that's nothing. That's just
crazy.
humor.
You got caught red-handed and
Mm-mm.
you're like, oh, it's not, it's whatever.
No.
Are you serious?
And she only found this out because he left his iPad
iPad open.
open.
What happens if she had no idea?
Right. And she probably
And she
didn't for a
didn't
long
for four
time.
years. How long has this
Right.
joke been going on?
Mm-mm. Oh, geez. I wouldn't let that slide.
And the problem, my biggest problem with this
Mm-hmm.
is that how much of this is a joke and how
Mm-hmm.
much of this is serious.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is like, we don't know how he talks about his wife when he's not
I'll
joking.
put it this way. I think, I mean, I don't know these people, but if you're going to go that far and continuously do this with your boys and you're going to present your wife in a certain way, I mean, you're presenting it as a joke, but there's some deep underlying issues in your relationship with that woman.
And let
There's
me,
something going on.
exactly. And let me just say that in my own experience, this is how manipulators work.
Hmm. Hmm.
Is they slowly turn people against you through the use of subtle jabs and
Right.
jokes
Yeah.
and lies that are small enough to not be noticed, but big enough to subtly change how people think about you.
But is he trying to manipulate his friends? Or is he trying to, because he didn't know anything about this. So who is he manipulating?
Exactly.
Is this
Who
just
knows?
is this just what he uses as a joke for his friends? Because he's not manipulating his wife
Maybe.
because she didn't even know about it. You know,
Who knows? Honestly, it's
it's
just
weird.
some people, honestly, some people are just liars.
Well, yeah, true, but
And
just
like, I can't tell you like, when liars are backed into a corner, this is what they do. They'll play it off. Oh,
right,
it's not a big deal. It's
right,
not a big deal. Actually, you're being dramatic
right,
because you're making a big deal out of nothing.
right.
Meanwhile, they caught you in a gigantic lie that they've been holding up for years.
I mean, put yourself in her shoes. The person that you love, okay, anyone who's listening to this right now, put yourself in her shoes. You've got somebody that you're really in love with, that you're married to or whatever. And then to find out that there is a secret chat where this person is continuously putting you down, that
Because this is not a
that's
chat where
wild.
this is not him saying, I love my wife, but she annoys me sometimes. This is not him ranting about
Yeah.
things that she does wrong. No, this is the warden won't let
warden,
me hang
yeah.
out tonight.
Yeah.
The warden is forcing me to get groceries again.
Hmm.
This is things that are permanently changing the way that his friends perceive her. The woman that he loves, his wife, it's permanently changing their opinion of her.
They need to talk. They need to talk because this probably
Absolutely.
is she very controlling?
Is she?
Is
Does she
that what
think? Does he
we
think
don't
she's
know?
controlling?
You
We
know,
have no idea.
there are two sides to every story.
Yes.
We don't know the other side of the story. Is she controlling? Is this his way of sort of diffusing all of that control and letting and
Exactly.
venting out? I don't know.
I think that they need to have a very, very, very serious conversation about their own relationship,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
not about serious boundaries about what is okay and what is not okay to joke about.
Absolutely. That's wild.
Because that's just not okay.
That's not okay at all. But there's something going on in that relationship that needs to be fixed.
Absolutely.
What is your expert advice? Let's say somebody had like a consultation with you and this is what they brought up. What would you say?
Well, first of all, I would tell them that they absolutely need to bring in that partner because if this is irrefutable evidence that, yes, this is a situation and he did dismiss it and ABC, if we're taking this at face value, then this person to me, in my immediate like thought process, and again, I'm not licensed, I'm working on it, but I'm not there yet.
Thank you for that disclaimer.
My immediate thought process is that this is a compulsive liar. This is a compulsive liar. This is somebody who is lying just to impress his friends, just to make an impression, who is lying to your detriment just to make his own image look a certain way. And somebody like that, what else would they lie about to make themselves look good?
To me, that's even worse than him saying this because she is
because he is
controlling, and he's just
exactly.
trying to
He's just saying
throw
it
Steve.
because he needs to start drama.
yeah,
Because he needs to have
He
conflict.
wants to impress his boys.
Exactly.
Oh, the warden said I can't go out today, and blah blah blah. That kind of thing. Wow. No, that's not cool
Nope.
at all.
Yeah.
Not cool at all. Not cool at all.
Once again, if it was me,
what would you do? What you gonna?
I think we know what I'd do.
What would you do?
But that's easier said than done, and
Yeah.
that's not here nor there.
Right.
So,
right. Oh, wow.
anyways,
All right. If you guys have anything you want to say about that particular story, you can write us.
oh yeah,
You can write us not only with your issues, but if you have, did we analyze it wrong?
yeah. If you have your own,
If you have your own
please
take,
feel free.
let us know. Just send us a letter at talktomevibe@gmail.com, and we will take a look at it, and we may talk about it next week on the show.
Or leave a comment.
Or leave a comment. Or leave a comment. Absolutely. 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 All right. Do you have other stories?
I do.
Let's go. Let's go.
Do we have time?
Yes, we do.
All right. Awesome.
We sure do.
All right. Oh, here's a good one.
All right. Let's listen.
Am I overreacting for skipping my own birthday dinner because my dad brought his girlfriend after I asked him not to?
Oh, Lord. Ooh, okay. All right. Let's go. Let me listen to this.
I, 18 male, don't usually make a big deal out of birthdays, but this year my mom wanted to take me out to dinner. Just me, her, and my dad. They're diverse. They're diverse. They're diverse.
They're divorced.
They're divorced, but they can be civil when it matters. Here's the thing. My dad has a girlfriend I really don't like. She's not evil, but she's fake nice to me, talks over me constantly, and acts like she knows me better than my own parents. I've just never vibed with her. So when we planned the dinner, I specifically told my dad nicely, hey, I'd really appreciate it if it could just be us three. No offense to your girl, I just want to keep it simple. He said, yeah, no problem. I show up to the restaurant, and guess who's already sitting there with him? I didn't yell or make a scene. I just told them I wasn't feeling it anymore and left. I ate alone and chilled with some friends later. Now my dad's saying that I was immature, that I embarrassed him, and that I can't expect people to revolve their lives around my feelings. My mom's staying out of it, but saying I probably could have handled it differently. So yeah, maybe I overreacted, but also he literally did the one thing I asked him not to.
Ooh. Ooh.
He, in my opinion, he did not overreact because I would have been worse.
I would have
I would have been worse.
I'm the kind of person getting older and older. I don't have patience for bullshit.
Yep.
And when somebody, even just the other day, people do things, and I'll just remove myself from the room. I'll just get out of the Zoom call, or I'll just take myself out of the situation. Now, I just want to make sure I understand this. This was his birthday. Yes. They were going out to dinner for his birthday.
His birthday.
He asked his father
to
not bring his side chick that he doesn't get along with to the birthday.
Only want one thing. Anyway.
And his father brought the side chick anyway. Wow.
Not even side chick. That's his whole girlfriend. Like, they're divorced. They're separated. His whole partner, he said, I don't want her there.
Right.
He said, that's it. I just want it to be us three.
Not only did his father bring, I'm going to call her a side chick, damn it. Not only did her father
bring his side chick,
where his mother,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
But the son specifically said,
don't bring
your side chick. The father, he's a mess. You know what? I would have walked out. And the mother just doesn't have the balls, but she should have walked out too. I would have walked out with I would have been, Mom, let's go.
Let me pull up.
Because he did that to the mother and to the son.
Exactly. So, he made a point of doing it.
Yeah.
And he specifically did it just to piss him off.
Both of them.
Yup.
To piss both of them off.
Let me quote Miss Maya Angelou, and I had to look up who said this quote because I forgot. But it was Miss Maya Angelou who said, When people show you who they are,
Yep.
believe them.
Mm-hmm.
Believe them.
Mm-hmm.
And with this, the father told him exactly who he was.
Yeah. No,
He
that was
said
that.
exactly who he was.
I do not. I don't. Would I have walked off? I'm not sure. It depends on the situation. It depends on. I don't know if I would have walked off, but I don't blame him for walking off
Nope.
because that's something that I would really have felt like doing.
One thing about me, I would have.
You as
Maybe
the,
not immediately. Maybe I would have sat down and then I would have excused myself. But
but
still,
you as
I would have left.
you as the expert, you would have left. Okay, fine. But you as the expert, what do you want to tell the son?
I want to tell him that his feelings are totally valid. He
Mhm.
was totally justified in his reaction. And actually, I would say that I am proud of him and I'm happy that he was able to control himself enough to not scream,
Right.
yell,
Yeah.
cause a
Yeah.
scene, and instead just to calmly say, hey, this wasn't really what I wanted. I'm not really feeling this. I'm just going to remove myself.
Because I'm sure the mother wanted to remove herself also.
Yeah,
She
absolutely.
was trying to be,
And I
poised
think
about it. So
and I think it really says a lot. Like once again,
Yeah.
when people show that you who they are, believe them.
Uh-huh.
It says a lot about the father that he specifically asked for one thing, and the father brought her just
On
to
purpose.
spite
That
him.
has to be
It was
that has to
definitely on purpose because his reaction was, well, people aren't
Yeah.
always going to bend themselves
Right,
to
yeah,
your
yeah,
will,
yeah.
and you have to learn the hard way.
And this is his birthday.
It's his
This is the
birthday.
one day.
It's his
give the
birthday.
dude what he wants.
It's his birthday. His
know?
parents are divorced. He asked for one day.
It
He asked
sounds
for
like he's
one
trying
thing.
to spite the son and his ex-wife, and he's trying to kill two birds with one stone.
And I can see why they're divorced.
Yeah, right, exactly. No, that was awful. That was awful. And yeah, I think if he's listening, I hope he heard.
Yeah, if you're listening, girl, you're right.
Yeah.
You did exactly. You handled business. You handled business exactly the way that it needed to be handled, and you are right. So, and I think you need to have a talk with your mom about setting boundaries about where your father is allowed and where he's not allowed, because that was very wrong of him.
The mom sounds kind of scared or whatever. Or
Yeah, and you need to talk to her and let her know that you are on her side.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh wow. Oh wow. Let's take another little break. You have another story?
One left.
You have one left? Okay,
One
let's
left.
take a break and we will be right back with
With our final
story. I can't wait to hear what it is. Yippee! We'll be back.
Excusez-moi, mwen gen kek dokumen important mwen ta remet traduit la. Map mache longtemps, mpa ka jwenn aucun kote. Est-ce que vous ka aidem s'il vous plaît?
Pas paniquer. Si span monte descend, allez dans l'adresse de Door Services qui dans 1814 Nostran Avenue dans Ledo Haiti, dans la Brooklyn.
Door Services? Ou vle di m yap ka traduit dokumen yo pou mwen?
Dans Door Services, yo spécialisé dans traduction tout type document, acte de décès, extrait d'archives, acte de mariage, acte de divorce, baptistère, acte de naissance, rivé dans relevé de notes. Dans n'importe langue yo yé, dans n'importe state ou yé, n'a traduit pour dans n'importe langue ou vle.
Même si Haïti, Chili, Brésil, California?
Yes. Même sous Haïti, Chili, Brésil, Californie, Saint-Domingue, ou ap email li, n'a fait pour, ensuite n'a mail li tourner ba ou. Et puis, n'a notarisé pour capable servir dans n'importe pays où yé pour n'importe dossier légal.
So dim la, bam kouri al nan Door Services pou m fè traduit tout dokumen mwen yo.
Ou pas besoin courir, ou capable voir document yo sur internet, al nan doorservices.com et puis cliquez sur ce bouton vert qui marqué Free Translation Code là, ou bien relais dans 518 758 50 05 ou bien 50 06 pour plus d'informations.
Ou dim al nan doorservices.com et cliquez sur ti bouton vert là?
Oui, ce bouton vert qui marqué Free Translation Code là.
Merci en pile, oui.
Pour tout type de document dans n'importe langue, pas inquiéto. Allant doorservices.com ou soit relais-nous dans 718 758 50 05 ou bien 50 06. Pas oublier, al sous doorservices.com.
And we are back. Hello, Internet.
Hi, internet.
Oh, yeah. I'm still thinking about that last one.
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
The stories today, they sent some, you guys sent some really good stories. For anybody who has an issue, something on their mind, or you heard something, did we say something wrong or whatever, write to us at,
talktomevibe@gmail.com.
where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Talk to me vibe. I'm looking at it. Talktomevibe@gmail.com, and we'll take a look at it. And Monsieur Toussaint over here. Whoops. No, wait. No, you're not that. You're over here.
No.
You're over here. Mr. Toussaint will he will respond. He will respond.
Yes, I will.
Will you respond to
I
each and
will
every
respond.
person?
I will do my
You
best.
will do your best.
I
Okay.
will do my
Cool.
best.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me.
All right.
What else do we have here?
Final story of the day.
Let's go. Let's go.
Am I overreacting for asking my friend and my significant other to stop making a cheating joke? No. No. Already I can tell you no, because that's crazy. Anyways.
You can just stop. You can just stop
You
reading.
can just stop the story. Like, all right, y'all. See y'all next week. Like, good, done. No, you're not overreacting. That's crazy. No.
Let's listen to the
No,
rest.
God. Long story short, I've been with my significant other since high school. Neither of us have done anything to be suspicious of each other, and I don't suspect my significant other has ever cheated, nor would. This is a man. His significant other is a woman. But I was gone for 6 months for some training several years ago, and when I came back, my significant other and my friend started saying this joke, "It was a long 6 months," inferring that they were together while I was gone.
Ooh.
I saw my other friends laugh at this and tried to be okay with it and laughed it off, but it's always bothered me. It somehow gets brought up enough that I can remember in the past few years it's been brought up a number of times. Well, today it got brought up again. One of my goals this year has been trying to really just overall be more transparent about my mental health / emotions and feelings, and I brought it up to both my significant other and friends separately. I explained to my friend how it just doesn't sit right with me. I told them I never really said anything because I know it's a joke, but it's always upset me, so I pushed the feelings down because I didn't want to cause a scene or make anybody mad. I also explained that I'm working on my mental health and emotions just to give some context. He said he'd try not to make the joke anymore, but that I should be able to discern what is a joke and what isn't. My significant other told me that she understands and hears me. She apologized, which I didn't need, but she agreed it was best for me to explain how it made me feel. I tried explaining how if I made the same joke about any of our mutual friends, significant others in the same way, wouldn't it be weird? She sort of agreed, but said that it wouldn't bother her if somebody did the reverse to her, making jokes that I cheated on her, which I find odd, but I appreciate that she heard me.
Okay.
All right. So I would say this is a really, really, really good example of a call in where this is a person who, well, first of all, props to you for taking the time and energy to focus on your mental health and well-being, because that shit is really hard. That shit is really, really, really hard. And especially as a man in today's society, that shit is really hard because we have it internalized by society as men that we are not supposed to focus on our mental health, and that these are things that are supposed to be seen and not heard. That we're supposed to be strong without needing support. We're supposed to be the pillars without any foundation, which is just fucking impossible. It's not, it doesn't work that way. So props to you for that. But then also, I think that it's a really good example of a call in where you took the time to actually stop and talk to your friends individually and tell them, hey, this is something that makes me really uncomfortable. If we can try to stop this and whatever. I understand that it's just a joke and I know that we didn't mean anything by it, but still, like, it just really makes me uncomfortable. So if we could just, like, not make this joke, that's great. The one thing about this that doesn't sit right with me is the fact that he said he would try not to make the joke. Because what the fuck do you mean by that? That's weird.
That is weird.
Very weird. What do you mean you'll try not to make jokes about cheating with my girlfriend?
That's
weird.
That is weird.
That's really weird.
The only thing that I have to say about this is that every relationship is different. The relationship has a different comfort level when it comes to these types of when it comes to these types of these types of jokes and things like that.
Of course.
And I think that you set your comfort level, but once you tell somebody, "Hey, I'm not comfortable with that joke," it just needs to stop.
Exactly. Period.
It just needs to stop.
What else is there to say?
Period. Exactly. It just needs to completely stop. I told you I'm not comfortable with this. Just don't do it anymore.
Exactly. Especially being in a relationship with someone. And of course, I want to say there's always room for debriefing. There's always room for debriefing. There's always room for discussion in the sense of, oh, like, why does this bother you? Where does this come from? Like, oh, like, why didn't you bring this up sooner? Like, oh, I want you to feel comfortable talking to me about things. Like, whatever. Oh, there's always room for that. What there isn't room for is continuing with that behavior. Before you go into any discussion on why this is a problem, the first thing you need to do is say, oh, understood, that's not happening anymore. Done.
Yeah,
Once
that's it.
that is off the table, then we can get into, oh, like, let's talk about this a little more. Like, what is it about the behavior that is bothering you?
You don't even have to get into that if you don't want to.
Well,
It's
I
just,
mean,
if I just tell you don't do it, just don't do it.
well, I mean,
Don't do it.
Yes,
That's
in
not,
that sense,
that's
yes.
me. You're the therapist.
Like,
I'm just
yes,
like, just don't do it. Damn
I
it.
understand it in the sense of like, just don't do
Just
it.
don't do
like,
it.
like there doesn't have to be a reason.
I don't have to give you a reason. Just don't do
However,
it.
I'm the kind of person that's like, there's a reason for everything.
Well, yeah.
And when I'm asking you for that reason, it's not because I want to try to justify my actions for doing it. It's because I want to understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
What is the behavior? Because who knows? Maybe you telling me, hey, don't forget to send me a good morning text.
Right.
And we start talking about it. It's like, oh, why do you need a good morning text?
I agree with you. I agree with you. It's good to get down to the root.
Exactly.
Of
it's
the problem.
always good because who knows? Maybe then we figure out that thing that was an issue isn't really as much of an issue as we thought. And it's rather the other thing that that behavior is reinforcing that's a problem. AKA, you not sending me good morning text reinforces to me that you don't care enough about me to send you good morning text. When meanwhile, maybe it's just that style of communication isn't really one that's effective for me. So I don't not care. I'm not attentive enough to send good morning text because that's not the way I show affection.
I think a lot of people can't self-diagnose like that. I mean, it sort of is what it is,
and that's what relationship counselors are for.
Exactly. That's where you come into the picture. Yeah, but it's I respect people's relationships.
Absolutely.
I respect people's relationships. There's no way that, even if I know you well or whatever, I'm going to respect your relationship. And I like to be treated the way I treat people, the way I would like to be treated. So I would like my relationships to be respected also. If you're going to come and just talk out the side of your mouth about things that I care about and about my relationship or something that I'm going through, then hey, it's not gonna end well.
Oh God. It's not gonna end well, folks.
It ain't gonna end well. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you better watch what you say about my partner, you hear? Or else that won't end well. You're just swimming with the fishies.
With the fishies.
Ignore my term. I'm not good at accents, y'all.
Okay. But that's just disrespectful.
It is, yeah.
Oh, it's been a long 6 months.
Like, let's relax.
What the fuck are you trying to say?
And I get it. It's
okay, so Joe, whatever, but still,
that would have upset me too.
And again, I can't stress enough that everybody's different. Every couple is different. Every
Exactly.
relationship is different.
Because there are people that wouldn't upset, where
There are
it's
some
like,
people
oh
who
yeah,
would be like,
it's a
whatever.
joke, it's whatever.
There are some couples
Yeah,
or whatever.
I'm not that person, but
There are some couples, they have good friends, and that would be totally
acceptable.
acceptable. It would be nothing, no big deal. They would just laugh it off or whatever. But if you're not in that kind of relationship, if you
You
don't,
need to make it known
right,
as
make
soon
it
as
very clear.
possible. Yes.
Make it very clear.
People won't know your boundaries unless you tell them.
That's right.
People don't know what upsets you unless you tell them.
That's right.
We can't read your mind.
Right.
If you don't say, hey, this behavior is really upsetting to me, nobody's gonna know. Which is why call-ins are so
Right.
important. You have to make sure that even if it's not a big thing, even if it's not public, even if it's not whatever, you are letting the people who are important to you in your life know what behaviors you find acceptable and what behaviors you don't.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, how are they going to know?
Absolutely. And with that, I think we're just out of time. We've just run out of time.
We
Monsieur Toussaint.
Yes, Mr. Pascal.
Anything you want to tell your fans? Your many, many fans.
My many, many fans.
Yes.
Go ahead and send me letters, y'all. I love to hear from you.
There you go. Send us letters.
Leave a comment, interact. I really, really love seeing all of the discussion in the comments.
Absolutely.
It's always really cool to see. And
even if you come at us.
Oh yeah, even if you disagree, please leave a comment.
You got to look. Last week when we talked about Charlie Kirk, some people started coming at us. You got to take a
That's
look.
fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, because don't worry, I'm gonna respond.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, having said that, this is the end of the show. Join us next week for the next show, where
we will talk about more things,
right?
And more people will disagree, and that's okay.
It's okay. Bingo. See you guys. Bye.